Seems it never rains in Southern California. Seems I've often heard that kind of talk before. It never rains in California, but girl, don't they warn ya, it pours.
Thanks for coming. It's wonderful. We are here tonight because Danny Lemberger and Tammy Lemberger, his wife, are here visiting Los Angeles, and they're from the Dror Center in Haifa, Israel. They have 8 staff. It's really impressive. They were a mission in the church. They left the church, but the mission is still going, which I think is wonderful. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce Danny, and he's going to speak to you. Thank you very much for coming.
Yes, Cecil.
Okay, I'm curious, do you retain the concept of religion in this or not?
I don't know. I mean, in Israel, Dror Center, is it a religion? I really don't know. I mean, Trey, what you practice is a religion?
Yeah, I was positioned it as a spiritual pursuit, applied religious philosophy.
So
That's fine.
it's a matter of definition. You know, how do you define the word religion?
Well, somehow you have to describe it for the IRS over here so that you can deduct or not. Take it as a donation deduction.
Well, I live in Israel. It's a different scene, so you have to figure it out here. I don't
I
know.
just wondered what your thought was. Thank
What
you.
is the scene in Israel? You're not a religion?
No, we're a business, and we give tax-deductible invoices, like an expense. So many of the people who come to us are business owners, and we write consulting, which it is, and they can deduct the expense as a business expense.
So is the government strict on what is and isn't a religion, or
But
they sanction certain religions?
Scientology, the Church of Scientology in Israel has no religious recognition. I don't think they'll ever have religious recognition. They're not even trying to pursue it. Not in Israel. I don't think it's important for field auditors in the USA. I don't know what people pay you. Can they deduct it as a religious donation? I don't think so.
It's it isn't determined one way or the other. People have done it and it hasn't been questioned. But I'm incorporated as a 501c3 corporation. If you were just an individual practitioner, it would be more iffy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the legal structure is. I am not at all interested in it.
Okay.
And I mean, I view the subject as an applied philosophy or applied spiritual philosophy.
Well, you could
But
almost say that's true of every religion.
yeah, well,
If you wanted to sort it down.
yeah, we've made very good friends, Tammy and I, in the Dror Center, with Professor Jim Lewis. He's very well known American, now based in Tromsø University, Norway, and he has been he is a scholar of religious studies, new religions. He's written many books on Scientology. He's done much research. He was very close to the Church of Scientology. When they did their book like 20 years ago, with all these articles trying to prove that Scientology is a religion, they paid him money to do these studies. He was very close friends with Heber Jentz. And about 15 or so years ago, he saw what was happening in the Church of Scientology, and he has become very interested in the indie Scientology movement. He came to Israel to visit us twice already, and he visits and he covers Scientology, and he insists that we're a religion. And I say, Jim, we're not a religion. I'm not a priest. I'm not a monk. I'm not a rabbi, you know. And he says, no, Danny, you're a religious leader. Oh, thank you. So scholars and academics who follow new religions insist that we are a religion because we all sit and we discuss something and we have basic tenets that we agree to on a way of life, etc., etc. So that's his definition of it. So by that we're a religion.
I think that's what religion means in the U.S. And one thing in the U.S., it doesn't say anything about churches in our Constitution, but it does say that our right to practice our religion is guaranteed, and also that it cannot be enforced. So,
Well, some countries define it like that. Israel and other countries recognize the big, well-known religions, established religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, other religions, and you cannot just go up and say, okay, I'm a new religion. They don't accept it. But we have no need for it because we do very well as an entity, training people, study, like a college we are. So that goes very well for us.
I just wanted to make a comment that I'm sure it was took a lot of confront for you because you were in the lawsuit and agreed not to use the tech terms and infringe on the copyright. So you really did evolve and figure out a way to keep applying what you guys had committed your lives to. So I just wanted to kind of commend you for it.
Well, thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Cecil, just to comment on what Amy said, true. I mean, I was immersed in very end theta and very tough battle with the church, and I said I have to balance it with something theta. The church is the past. I have to look into the future, and it's true that writing this was very tough. I went through a lot of emotional, a lot of charge that I had to push myself through because we were indoctrinated with the idea that we're not allowed to think with the tech. We're not allowed to write anything. Like all these years in the church, when at the Dror Center, I wanted to send out a little newsletter with, just telling people what's going on at Dror Center. I had to send it up lines to get an issue, authority, approved, all kinds of stuff like that.
And they canceled Ruth Mitchell's books, like they deleted them from the books.
Yeah, any attempts that were made in the past, like Ruth Mitchell wrote fantastic books in the 70s. And when we got online, 1980, Cosmic Mission, the books were in the bookstore. Ruth Mitchell books, you could buy them in the org. And they were fantastic books. There was even Mary Sue Hubbard's book, Marriage Hats. So you found, the Les Dane books. So you find books by other writers in the orgs, and then they were all taken out. Nobody's allowed to write, you're not allowed to change, and here I am trying to write this and express it in my words, and at some point it wasn't easy. It was hard, and many points I thought, okay, I'm giving up on this. This is crazy, I cannot do this. But anyhow, I'm glad I pushed myself on, and then Tammy helped me a lot. The first person to review was Tammy for the tech to make sure I'm not screwing it up. And then our other auditors reviewed it, and then public. Then we had the Hebrew done. Then I translated into English. Then I had an English writer, editor in Israel review. I get the English right, but I know there's still some error. So please, we have a few copies here, and people are interested in reading. I would like to give it out. You can have a copy of the book without the illustrations. The illustrations will go in, the final version when we print it. But please, whoever is interested, to take a copy, to read it, but on condition that you give me your corrections, your comments, your thoughts, and you fix my lousy English. Any questions? Cecil, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I may have missed this. I'm curious whether you retain the communications course.
Yeah. Some of it is in the book, like the first 2 drills are in the book, and I tell the people that they should go ahead and do the communication course at the Dror Center. By the way, this does not replace any book by Ron Hubbard. When we have people come into the Dror Center and they do the solo auditor course, or they do auditor training, they read only LRH materials, okay? And we have people in the course room studying the Dianetics book. Okay, this is no invalidation and no replacement for the Dianetics book, but the Dianetics book a person can read and understand in the course room when he's doing a check sheet and all the drills, and he has a supervisor there to help him make it through. because like we said, a person reading it alone at home most likely will not survive it, will not reach the end of the book. But in the course room, with dictionaries, with the supervisor, he reads the book for sure. And with the course, student have the whole bridge, both sides. We train a lot of auditors. In the last 2 years, we've had at least 30 guys complete the solo auditor course, because all these people go on to do their OT levels. Yeah, so we do that. Ned.
Danny, I didn't hear you address the fact of the copyright issue in terms of the settlement of the lawsuits with Scientology. Did they? That was what they were saying, right? Copyright infringement.
Yeah. No, they were hinting that they would sue us on that basis, but they don't sue anybody. I mean, the materials are free out there. My friend Max Howry from Switzerland, he has a website, stss.netherlands, NL. All the books are there, downloadable for free. The church is barking but never biting. They threaten but they do nothing. They threatened us in July 2012, after we were declared and expelled, we left. They sent us letters threatening they would sue us. I'm still waiting for that lawsuit. Come on, sue
You
me.
agreed, though, that you wouldn't use the tech terms and infringe on the copyright in the lawsuit, right? Isn't that what you said?
Not exactly. We said in the lawsuit that we will not violate the Israeli laws
Yeah.
as they apply to the Church of Scientology, to the degree that they apply to the...
Okay.
And of course, I will not break the law. We don't break the law, and we don't recognize the fact that they do have copyrights. I mean, the tech, LRH says it, it's my gift to mankind, my gift to you, and you apply, you use it. So if some guy tries to make a business out of it and monopolize it and threaten us, intimidate us that we cannot use it, but I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to be rude. The F word. So, yeah, I mean, it's ours, and I mean, people here have spent so many years studying the tech. Like you study engineering in engineering school, and then they're going to tell you, no, you cannot work with this, or you study medicine and you practice what you study, and the knowledge is yours, and nobody can prevent you from doing that. That's a basic right. So, people study to be an auditor. I want to work as an auditor, and you tell me I'm not allowed to? That's bullshit, Yeah. But they have...
I had got the idea that you had agreed not to use copyrighted materials in the course book.
No way. No. We use in our course room all the Hubbard materials that apply to the full bridge, the OT levels. We have them all, and we do it. Other people in this room do it. I won't mention the names lest they be sued. Are you going to be sued, Faye? No, they don't sue anybody, and they know that people apply the tech, apply the OT levels. NOTS materials, top secret, are out there. The 3 versions of OT8 are out there. Everybody has this. Everybody applies this. And they know they don't have a case, and the fact is they don't sue anybody. It's not a problem. Yes, Ian.
Have you reached out to Frank Gerbaud at Tira for any consultation on how to do it legally? Because they went through a very similar process, and kind of piggybacking off what you were saying, keeping it pretty much secular. They do like in the 4th edition, he references Hubbard and Scientology and everything, but pretty much it's like the completely secular version of the exact same thing.
I have his book. I found out about TIR and Gerbaud just a few months ago after I finished writing the book. And I looked at his book and my book and a lot of similarities. But I swear I wrote it before I saw his book.
Maybe you'd be able to if people are raising legal concerns, he's been through kind of what you went through.
No, I'm not at all worried about the legal aspects. What they do is fine. My good friends Les and Anita Warren have become TIR facilitators, they call it. There's major differences because Gerbaud, dropped out the spirit. He doesn't talk about Satan. He doesn't talk about the state of clear, you see, or the bridge, or bringing somebody to the state of clear, or the whole track. So he's just really Dianetics, very simple, handling traumas. And it's good for Les and Anita because it helps them have some kind of more people coming to them, doing the TIR stuff, and then they can put them on the bridge, and it makes them look good, legal, or acceptable. It's a matter of acceptance. I think this is going to be accepted. I hope so. Yeah. But Frank Gerbaud, I'll give him to his credit that in the foreword to his book, I read the foreword to the book. I haven't read the whole book yet, but he says that he's a trained psychiatrist. He says, I then became a Scientology practitioner or counselor. He was an auditor. He says, for a few years I was doing psychiatry during the day, and I was an auditor, a Scientology practitioner in the evening. And I could see that Scientology was much more effective than psychiatry. He says that in his book, and you know, we have to give him credit for that. And then he talks all about David Mayo, because David Mayo was his buddy and helped him develop his system. I later found out that Frank Gerbaud was with David Mayo at the AAC. And then when they dismantled it, Gerbaud wrote a letter to all the people. I have a copy of Gerbaud's letter from 1986, dismantling the AAC. So I'm aware of it. There are some similarities. It's not the same. Okay. Anything else? I think I deserve to eat now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken and Grace. Thanks.
Yeah. I wanted to thank all of you for coming, for being here with us tonight. And Ken and Grace, thank you so much for hosting us. Thank you, Ken. I have to tell you this. These are courageous people. Grace, very courageous, because we already had, Tammy and I, hotel reservations in Glendale and Embassy Suites Hotel. We had hotel reservations there. And then a month ago, I get an email from Ken, and he says, we heard you were coming, come to our home. Now, we never heard of these guys.
Yes, but you know how difficult it is to get from here to Glendale.
Yeah.
I'd much rather you stay here.
Yeah. Oh, okay, got it. So the people.
Also, I want to say that I am honored Ken and I are honored to have Tammy and Danny stay with us, because it gives all of us so much hope that people can actually have a group, a mission that's operating, that's delivering the tech, the whole entire bridge, and training auditors. It's great to audit people, but really training people is way more important ultimately. Because I can audit people, well, what when I die? What do I leave? Unless I've trained auditors, I'm not really leaving anything. I have to say that Ken and I are trained auditors. We're really not auditing. Shame on us. But we really are very happy to honor and respect Danny and Tammy for doing what we all should be doing more of. Brandy is training people. I really revere that. You know, we're and others, and people are delivering the tech, which is wonderful too, because it keeps hope alive. But so we're really happy, and I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, hit 3 cheers for Danny and his mission.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Seems it never rains in summer.